arguing that it's violative of the separation of powers and hence unconstitutional. While the debate around the constitutionality or the political correctness of the move of the union government shall continue, it seems that BJP shall be able to manage the numbers with the help of some regional parties. Home Minister Amit Shah is expected to present the bill in Rajya Sabha around 8 p.m. today. All eyes on those crucial developments. But even after the bill is passed and the number game is done, the debate around the correctness will haunt the present government in the run-up to 2024. It's not without historical precedence. It's not for the first time that a Supreme Court verdict is being subverted by an elected government. Former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi have taken such decisions during their tenure. But those decisions are historically criticized. How will this play out politically ahead of 2024? All those questions are focused on Viewpoint tonight.
This bill is completely unconstitutional. It is fundamentally anti-democratic. It is a frontal assault on the regional voice and aspirations of the people of Delhi.
सर इससे ज्यादा असंवैधानिक गैर कानूनी कागज का टुकड़ा एक बिल के माध्यम से शायद ही आज से पहले कभी संसद भवन के भीतर लाया गया होगा। ये बिल लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी जी का, अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी का, मदन लाल खुराना जी का, सुषमा स्वराज जी का, अरुण जेटली जी का सबका अपमान करने का और उनके 40 साल के संघर्ष को मिट्टी में मिलाने का काम करता है। सर
वजीर आला का अजीमुशान महल बनाने के लिए जो बिल बने साहब वो पूरे उसके एक साथ नहीं बने। 10 करोड़ से कम के 8.5, 8, 7.5, 9 करोड़ रुपए के डिफरेंट बिल बने। ये दर्शाता है कि नियमों के प्रति और ब्यूरोक्रेटिक नियमों के प्रति इनके मन में क्या आस्था है।
So first, let's tell you a bit more about what this ordinance, which is set to be passed as a bill, what are the key changes that it brings in, especially when it comes to the working of the government. These are crucial administrative changes that will be brought into the working of the government. Let's tell you about them one by one. Now, no power to the Assembly on laws for the services. That has been removed. This particular clause. Now, that's exactly one important change that has been brought in. No power to the Assembly on laws for services, which means important transfers, appointments and much more. This forms the limb of any working government. Orders of the ministers over proposal placed before the LG and CM, that has been removed. The union government or the LG office has the swaying power, has the veto power in many ways. Annual tabling of the Civil Service Authority report, that has been removed because there's a new service commission of sort that has been set up by the new law which is being proposed. Appointments by LG based on the panel suggestion. This is something which has been added. The catch here is that this panel is something that works and the composition of it works in favor of the union government. Appointment of members to boards and commissions. This particular clause has been diluted and now the Delhi government won't have the same length and breadth of powers as was interpreted by the Supreme Court of India. These are broadly the 5 key changes that have been brought in if we talk about this Amendment Bill of 2023. It changes the way and manner Delhi has been administered. The Supreme Court handed down a very crucial verdict. It was interpreting a law as to be favouring the elected government of the day. But now, these are important changes that have been brought in. Let's talk about the numbers. How does it really stack up when it comes to the floor of the House in Rajya Sabha? The numbers might not be as comfortable to the union government as they were in the lower house of the parliament, in Lok Sabha. But with the support of the allies, with the support of the regional parties and certain parties that have traditionally, supported the BJP, it looks like that this bill is going to pass. INDIA 104, that's a guess. That's another thing. For the bill 128, BJP oddly has about 90 plus MPs on their side. NDA stacks up to 112, and with the help of BJD, YSRCP, TDP, they are likely to pass the halfway mark of 119. Let's tell you about these key political parties. Now, against the bill, this is INDIA, the alliance that stands. But for the bill, if you look at these numbers as they stack up right now, BJP about 92 plus, BJD 9, YSRCP 9, AIADMK 4 and others, very comfortably, they'll be well past the halfway mark, which they want. The fact that Union Home Minister Amit Shah is tabling the bill tells you the importance of the bill, the political importance of the bill. And this was one bill against which the Aam Aadmi Party used its entire political might to get the entire opposition behind it. But these are the numbers as they stack up. And that important development will happen on the floor of the House in Rajya Sabha. Undecided stands at 6. But as far as the number game is concerned, it seems like that BJP will be able to do what it wants to do, which is to ensure that the bill passes in the upper house of the parliament. Well, we've spoken about the various facets, the constitutional challenges that lie ahead, other various administrative changes that have been made, the number game in Rajya Sabha. Let's take this question to our guests as well, who are joining us on the broadcast. We have Mr. R.P. Singh from the BJP, Anika Mehrotra from the Congress Party, Chirag Sethi of the Aam Aadmi Party. We'll also have Mr. Umesh Saigal join us in just a bit, who is the former Chief Secretary of Delhi. Thank you all. Good evening to all of you. Thank you so much for speaking to us on the broadcast. I want to cut across to Chirag Sethi first. Chirag, trying to understand from you. It looks like that the bill will pass on the floor of the House. How is it that the Aam Aadmi Party is going to take it up politically?
Thank you, Anusha, for inviting me. First of all, this bill, as said by all the opposition members, have been unconstitutional. The power of a legislative assembly, the power of the elected people is being diluted. And the nation is seeing all this.
Yeah.
It's not that it's been hidden. It's been seen all over that you're making a 3-member committee where just the CM will sit and two of the chief secretary and the principal secretary can take all the decisions. They not even have the power to call an assembly. They are dependent on the LG. You want the bureaucrats to sit on your head. See, you have to understand, if there is some issue, you will go to the bureaucrat. He's there today, tomorrow he's transferred to some other state.
Yes.
And work will all be stalled. This is just a way to stall the work that has been done by Sri Arvind Kejriwalji. The whole idea is to stop this party from growing because they know the work we have done in the past is good enough for us to go and work in all other states. Now they realize, even the Home Minister said in his address in the Lok Sabha, it's a Supari Jitna party. If it's a Supari Jitna party, then why are you so troubled by us? Why do you want to take away the privilege of services which was a part before the 220?
But Chirag, I guess the question boils down to, we also have Mr. RP Singh now who's with us on the broadcast. The question boils down to, what are you going to do about it? If they have the numbers in favor of them, and numbers in any democracy, especially in a situation like this, form the brute reality, what are you going to do about it other than the political criticism of it, which you have all the right to do so?
Anusha, with the political part of it, the government, the people of Delhi are saying this. They have not voted BJP into power for the last 25 years, and I'm sure they will not vote them for the next 25 years. Along with that, we will be taking our legal course. They have been shot down twice in the past, in 2018, in 2023, and I am very sure even Abhishek Manu Singhvi has also said, third time also, this will not stand in the court of law. The constitutional bench will not entertain this. It is against the federal structure of constitution, where the legislatures have no power at the end of the day. It is all the bureaucracy. See, Delhi has a very special status. It is not a regular union territory. It's a union territory with a special status. That is why their own people.
No, you're absolutely right that legally and constitutionally, the manner in which Delhi has its working, it's unparalleled, it's unprecedented. No other union territory is governed in the manner Delhi is governed. I want to bring in Mr. RP Singh into the discussion before I bring in Onika as well. Mr. RP Singh, are you scared of the work which is being done by the Aam Aadmi Party? That's what the AAP is saying, that because the BJP is scared of the work, that is why they have subverted the Supreme Court judgment. RP Singh ji, agar aapko meri awaaz aa rahi hai. Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
My question to you is, we were hearing Mr. Chirag Sethi from the Aam Aadmi Party.
Yes, I can hear you now.
And the Aam Aadmi Party is making an argument that the BJP is resorting to these tactics, to these legislative means and moves, because it's scared of the work which is being done by the AAP in the National Capital Territory. Respond to that argument, sir. All right, it seems like we're having a problem with the audio of Mr. RP Singh. I'll just ask my team to fix that. Onika ji, coming to you, taking in a word from you, despite the best possible efforts of the Aam Aadmi Party, with the Congress Party also being on board, it was something that they were seeking with the opposition alliance, that everybody should come together and oppose this ordinance/bill, which is all set to be passed. But this political opposition hasn't yielded tangible results. Are you disappointed?
No, not at all. Ma'am, please understand, time and again, it is seen that the BJP cannot digest the legal, constitutional authority of an elected government. Be it money power, muscle power, whichever way, they want to crush it. Or, do horse trading, or dismantle the elected government. So there are ways and means. They might use the authority of the parliament. They might show that they are, absolutely clear about the rules and regulation. But the undercurrent is that they cannot relish anybody but themselves being in power. And this is going to cause very deadly to the Bharatiya Janata Party. They are a scared lot. They are worried because they know very well that they might have formed an NDA with 38 foster children. But the INDIA India, stands for a purpose. The purpose is not to allow this country to fall prey to divisive politics, to, communal rights. You've seen what's happening all around.
I want to first clarify before I ask you the next question. In my individual, learned and limited capacity, I believe that any time a constitution bench judgment of a Supreme Court is overturned, any government should be very duly cautious. And that takes me back to history. There are 2 to 3 occasions which I can remember where the Supreme Court judgments, constitution bench judgments, were subverted. And it was during the Congress tenure of former Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi and Mr. Rajiv Gandhi.
I agree completely, but understand what was done then and what is being done today. The service bill has been revoked. Please understand that the whole purpose is not to allow our elected CM to voice out his opinion or to get some work done, irrespective of which party it is. The trouble that here is that you have to a chief secretary and lieutenant governor and the chief minister left with no veto power. So ultimately, any which way the lieutenant governor is always in a confrontation mode, be it Delhi or be it any Indian state where the BJP is not ruling. So that stops the elected government to function in its full-fledged form. After all, people of Delhi have elected a particular party, and they expect work to be done.
We are
Wherever it is
waiting for the
India,
BJP to also join into this discussion. Mr. R.P. Singh will be back with us in just a bit. Mr. Umesh Sehgal, who's the former Chief Secretary of Delhi, is joining us on the broadcast. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for speaking with us. As we talk about this bill, the developments which are set to happen in Rajya Sabha, what are your thoughts on the move of the union government? The Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress and the entire INDIA, the opposition lot, argues that this is crippling of an elected government. Yes, Delhi has a special status, a special arrangement, but that doesn't take away the fact that it's an elected government at the end of the day. Mr. Sehgal, if you can hear me, that question for you, sir.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, sir. Please go ahead and make your argument.
Just because it is an elected government doesn't mean it can write roughshod over the views of the bureaucracy. The civil service has also a constitutional role to play. All India services were created by the President by the Constitution. The civil service is recruited by the Union Public Service Commission. They have a role to play. They have to ensure that the law is followed. They have to ensure that the Constitution is followed. They have to ensure that the Supreme Court directions are followed. Now, the point here is that it is not a omnibus thing that the politician can say anything. Now, as far as the recruitment policy, services have three aspects. You have recruitment, you have vigilance, and you have transfer process. Now, when it comes to recruitment, it is the Union Public Service Commission. Nobody has any role, whether the central government or the state government. The Union Public Service Commission makes recommendations, you are bound to appoint them.
Okay.
As far as the vigilance matters are concerned, there is an overseeing body created by an Act of Parliament called the Central Vigilance Commission. As far as the Delhi is concerned, the Central Vigilance Commission has complete authority. They have appointed the Chief Secretary as the Chief Vigilance Officer. As the Chief Vigilance Officer, he has complete authority as far as vigilance matters are concerned.
But sir, how do you reconcile with the fact that when the Supreme Court interpreted the law or the arrangement of Delhi, it interpreted it in a very different manner than what this bill talks about?
No, I am not getting into the legal aspects of the bill. Ultimately, the matter will go to the Supreme Court again, and the Supreme Court will decide. I am talking of the merits of the bill as I see them, or demerits of the bill as I see them. Okay. I think the only demerit of the bill that I see is that the Chief Minister should not be heading the Civil Services Authority.
Interesting.
The recommendations of the Civil Services Authority should go through him. To the Lieutenant Governor. The Civil Services Authority,
okay.
You can imagine the position of...
Sir, I take that argument, and I'll also ask my team to fix a bit of echo that we're getting in your voice. We'll just fix that. Mr. R.P. Singh is also with us on the broadcast. Mr. Singh, coming to you, and I hope you can hear me this time. The Aam Aadmi Party argues that this entire move by the BJP or by the union government, it just doesn't reek of political rivalry or political malified intent, but it's a clear indication of constitution being subverted. You heard what Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi said on the floor of the House. You also had Mr. P. Chidambaram saying that 3 words have been killed, which is aid and advice, which was central to the functioning of the national capital. Mr. Singh.
Well, before I start, let me make it clear. Mr. Singhvi is a legal advisor or probably is a lawyer for the Delhi government, and he is representing Delhi government. So he would be representing them in the parliament also. But that point aside, the issue is what? As per last judgment of the Supreme Court, on page number 66, para 95, it categorically states that central government can bring ordinance or bill, and everyone will have to abide by that. Under section 239A 3B, it is clear that yes, the amendment can be done by the centre. What's wrong with it? I mean, there's nothing unconstitutional in that.
Sir, can I make an interjection? Can I make an interjection? And then you can go to the political aspect of it. You rightly point out that there is a part in that judgment where it's been argued by the learned judges that the union government does have power to bring in any law, and that law is going to override any kind of laws which were made by the state government or by the Delhi government in this particular case. But the whole gist or the sum and substance of that judgment is about the federal spirit, which runs very important as far as working of union government and Aam Aadmi Party or the Delhi government in the functioning of the national capital is concerned. The spirit of federalism has been undermined with this bill.
Let's come to this again. I mean, state doesn't have any power to make to bring any bill or to pass any amendment as per section 239A 3B. They don't have power. It's only the parliament which has the power. So they don't have any power. One. Secondly, it was a semi-final, and Mr. Kejriwal was going around and boasting that, oh, it's a semi-final and let's knock BJP out of this in the semi-final. They make it political. When they said if we can knock out BJP now, and he went to probably every door of every leader in the country and then said, let's knock it out. And let's see who's talking. Anika ma'am is talking. I mean, I can send you the videos of Anika ma'am. Some months back, she was not in favor of Kejriwal government. She was saying that
they've had their differences. No, that's a fair point to make, that the Aam Aadmi Party and Congress have had their share of differences. But sir, that doesn't take away from the fact that they are standing together now, does it?
Ma'am, can I complete?
Please.
Have they come together really? I mean, Mr. Bajwa is on record saying that they don't support Aam Aadmi Party, and then also that their 4 ministers have been jailed by, former ministers, including the Deputy CM, has been jailed by Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab.
I'll give a reply to this.
Anika ji, let him finish his argument. I'll come to you, Anika ji. Mr. Singh, finish your argument, please.
So this is the reality. I mean, this is a game which was going between Congress and Aam Aadmi Party for one-upmanship, and that's why they brought in no vote of no confidence, because they thought if Kejriwal can make this bill through, then he will be taller figure than Rahul Gandhi also, or from Congress Party for that regard.
Okay, Anika Mehrotra, a quick response from you, then I'll bring in Chirag also to the discussion.
Yes. Anusha, see, it's not particular of, A, Arvind Kejriwal, or B, Mehbooba Mufti. As he was saying, he can show my recording and stuff like that. I can show his praising Mehbooba Mufti, and then they deviate. I can show them with the Akali. So it goes on and on. I can show what they did in Assam, in Meghalaya, in Manipur, how they collaborated with the Congress people, that they felt were tainted. The point here is, as you rightly said, the summary of the whole concept is attacking the federal system. It is not, we are not anyway saying the parliament cannot make bills, but the bill should be such sustainable where they are dialogue, the conversation, not a mode of confrontation. You're further leading to a deadlock, whereas union territory cannot function. So that is the whole purpose behind it, else it stands where it is.
Okay.
So it's not about the statehood as he's trying to tell us, it's a service bill that they have bought in.
Right.
And Amit Shah was saying कि सेवा भाव से नहीं आए. Has he come with सेवा भाव?
But Anika ji, I think while I said to the BJP and Mr. RP saying that yes, there are differences between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, but now you guys are on the same page as far as this particular bill is concerned. But that doesn't take away from the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress doesn't see eye to eye on so many issues. In fact, when the first opposition meeting really happened, and I believe that was in Patna, the Aam Aadmi Party had actually come out with a statement criticizing the Congress Party for being a fence sitter and not taking any position on this particular issue. So is the Congress Party really supporting them in the right spirit? Chirag, coming to you after this. Yes.
President Kharge categorically said, ma'am, that first is it to get together for a common goal. And then when you come together, yes, things will be aligned. And it rightly did. In the parliament, we opposed it to the net, didn't we? So, initial hiccups will definitely be there. Don't they have the 38 foster children that they have taken? Do we talk about them? You talk about our alliance, India. What about NDA, the National Destructive Alliance? What about their 38 foster children?
Chirag, coming to you.
Don't even have
a
single seat?